Good evening and welcome to the Big Fat Plant Quiz of the Year 2020. 2020. It's our end of year extravaganza. Before we begin, I will have to ask for your patience. Up until about 4 o'clock this afternoon, we'd had an agreed running order, but since then, we've received another bunch of prizes that have thrown that running order into some state of chaos, actually. Also, our regular shows generally require me to juggle sort of 4 or 5 video clips and maybe half a dozen photos. This time around, we've got about, I don't know, probably 10 times that amount. And bear in mind, I can't actually walk and chew gum at the same time. That's going to be quite daunting, so you'll have to bear with me. Now, thankfully, I do have some help waiting in the wings. And on this very auspicious end-of-year occasion, I'm going to give him the introduction that he so richly deserves. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the undisputed king of the podcast, and the only man with a voice that is audible from space, Mr. Peter Haddock. With hindsight, I probably should have told you I was going to do that.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to give you the wonder that is my belly, courtesy of JCB and their wonderful 75th year anniversary Christmas jumper.
That's pretty smart, I have to say.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, they can see that in space. Yes, arrived just in time, Mark. I must say, I take my hat off to the wondrous people at the Royal Mail.
No, absolutely.
Thank you for that fanfare, Mark. I'm all up for it. This is all about giving back. That's all about celebrating some Christmas cheer, and whatever paper you've got coming in front of us right now is that probably the script that we had earlier, I think.
Yeah, just tore it up and threw it away. In actual fact, that's quite annoying, isn't it? I'm going to turn that off. Before we actually kick off, we've got a huge number of people in the chat there. Let's give a few of them a shout out because there are some regulars there. Ken Hatcher is in the house. Good evening, Ken. Those that watch this regularly will know that's Ken right there. Justin Carrigan is in the house as well. Evening, Justin.
See, how's it going?
People think we throw this together. There's a lot of planning goes into this. Now, before we begin properly, I do need to point out one thing, and I will be pointing out a bit later on as well. All the prizes that are up for grabs tonight are for UK entrants only. If you're watching from overseas, please feel free to take part, but particularly on the first 25 or so questions, because there aren't any prizes for those. But when the prizes do begin, only the entrants from the UK will be permitted to win. So with that being said, let's get on with the show proper. And I think we start with you, Peter, because I understand you've been speaking to our friend Rupert Craven at Ritchie Brothers today.
Yes, indeed. And Rupert was literally busy still sorting out all the equipment. So I said to him, literally, it's raining, Rupert, dive in to one of the machines and let's get involved. You know, Ritchie Brothers have done an incredible job this year. They've put millions of pounds back into the industry so people can reinvest for big projects and you know, get rid of that plant that they don't need. So been a tremendous year for them. They've had to switch out, go online, do all sorts of things. So, you know, he was still beavering away today, but I said, give me a couple of minutes and give me a prize, Rupert. And that prize is because he loves our listeners so much and because Ritchie Brothers love the live shows, they're going to give us £50 worth of Love to Shop vouchers. Now, Mark, Love to Shop vouchers, you can spend them all over the place. So there's thousands of places where you can spend them. And these will be winging their way straight over to some of our lucky viewers and listeners. So what I said to Ritchie Brothers and Rupert is, we're going to need a question. So here's what we got and prepared earlier.
Here's Rupert. And if my wife is watching, you are not allowed to enter. Here you go, Rupert.
Hi, it's the Big Fat Plant Quiz, and I'm Rupert at Ritchie Brothers, sitting in this beautiful Cat 352F that we'll sell next year in our first auction of 2021. But for the quiz, I've got a great question which leads to a fantastic prize that we're giving away. And the question is, how many auctions have we run at our site at Maltby since we moved in at the start of 2019? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. Have a great 2021.
Right. So that's the big question for the big love that Ritchie Brothers is sending everybody today, Mark. So crack on, people, the answers. I've also got a lovely little boozy bingo thing with me today. It's called Boozy Bingo because that's what I play with my friends when we're remote Zooming, Mark. So I'm going to do the boozy bingo. You can see I've done that there. I'm going to take this out and hold it in my hand. Oh, this is the number 1 to 10 of the person that is going to win that prize when they get that answer right. Okay, over to you, Mark.
Okay, in that case, obviously you know the answer to that one, so I'm going to get us up to speed.
Number 10.
Number 10, right? Okay, so we're looking for the 10th correct answer, I take it.
Yeah.
Right, okay. We'll keep answering those, guys. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've certainly got plenty of coming through there. I'll leave you to choose one of those, Peter. Let's festive this thing up a little bit. Now, regular viewers will know that Peter and I are obviously the public face of this dog and pony show, but there's more to the team than just the two of us. My youngest son, Fred, lurks in the background, does his best to try and stop me embarrassing myself, and he's responsible for making this all look very festive tonight. Meanwhile, our friend Nick Drew is beavering away, churning out some really great content, and slowly but surely building towards a world domination on Instagram. Now, we will get to that in a second, but those that follow him on social media know that Nick is now sporting a very cool new hairstyle. Nick doesn't know this, but we have some exclusive footage of him right here. He looks lovely, doesn't he?
Looks lovely. I tell you what, it's taken years off him.
It really has. No, totally agree.
It's fantastic.
Now, having taken the mickey out of Nick, let's get him on the show. We're going to give him the honour of giving us the first question tonight. No prizes for this one, but Mr. Drew from Diggers Digs, take it away.
Hi guys, it's Nick Drew, and welcome to Diggers Digs on this rather dark and dismal Wednesday evening. We're going to have a lot of fun with the guys here tonight, and I'm going to ask a few questions along the way. So here I'll go with my first question. It's which Chinese equipment manufacturer did I spend a lot of time with when I visited ConExpo in Las Vegas earlier this year? Easy as that. Who was the manufacturer? Good luck.
I'm going to give you that question again. Which Chinese manufacturer did Nick Drew hang out with while he was in Las Vegas back in March? Apparently, it came through loud and clear because we've already got at least one right answer there. Two right answers, Malcolm Dyke and Adam Cross. You both got it. It most certainly was LiuGong. And while I've got you in the stream there, Malcolm, you asked earlier about where my JCB jumper is. I wish I knew, sir. I wish I knew. I've got a horrible feeling that Mr. Haddock might have stolen mine. And yeah, no, it hasn't arrived, I'm afraid. As soon as it does, though, I shall be plastered across the internet because, you know, any excuse to put myself on in the public, basically.
Thank you, Malcolm, for mine.
Nice one. It's very, very smart. That's actually taken me taken care of for Christmas Day. So, Peter, I think you're up next. Let's get a nice, easy question to start with, and let's stick with that ConExpo theme, shall we?
Yes, because it's a great show, and let's start with an easy one, like you say, Mark. And so, what city does ConExpo show take place in?
I am expecting a very, very fast answer to this one.
Fingers on the triggers. And it's known as Sin City, Mark. Apparently.
I can't believe people need a clue for this one, but Charlotte Brown has just put in here. Love watching all the different attempts at people trying to spell LiuGong. Now, Charlotte's got the right answer. Ken Hatcher, not surprisingly, has got the right answer. Laura Parks has got the right answer. Peter Ferguson, Malcolm Dye, Callum McIntosh, Nagy's got it right. Adam Cross has got it right. I think we're making it too easy for them, to be honest. So let's step it up a bit. Let's stick with Conexpo. Obviously, the Conexpo show took place in March, and Komatsu introduced a nice new dozer. Now, Peter featured it on his YouTube channel. We showed it here on Diggers and Dozers. But what is the full name of that dozer?
It's not an easy one, this, Mark.
It's not. No, I'll give you a clue. There's a dash in there somewhere, and I'm not going to tell you where it belongs. But yeah, these are not easy ones to remember, I have to say.
Another clue. There's not an A in there.
That really isn't narrowing it down at all, is it?
It's genius. I don't know how I do it, mate. Don't know how. While everybody's frantically searching my YouTube channel, Mark, let's go on with the next question, shall we?
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, just before you do that, I'm just going to go back to your Conexpo question. This is for the people that got it right. Well done, everyone. We've got Ryan Gosling being beamed in from LA or somewhere. I'm just making this stuff up now. We've got a couple of answers there. We've got a couple of wrong answers. D575 -5 tier 5. No. D51. No, it's not. So Peter, you crack on with your next question. Hopefully somebody will come up with the right answer that we can go back to.
Right, the next question is Chinese manufacturer XCMG unveiled an all-electric mini excavator. You know how much I love all electrics, Mark, in Las Vegas. Its nickname is the Blue Boy. I don't know why, but sounds quite exciting. But what is its real name? And that's got another dash in it, Mark. And again, I'm going to give a bit of a clue. There's no A in it.
No, absolutely. We're still getting answers coming through. Oh, here we go. I think we may have a winner here. Mr. Carrigan, I think.
In.
There you go.
Hey, mate, that's right on there, mate. That's absolutely fantastic, mate. You're the winner. Well done, I'm going to say to people that somebody has got the answer to my Ritchie Brothers question right, but only one person so far.
Ooh.
So we did say it's the 10th person, but that person currently holding on to the lead because we're going to break it off in a short while. So you might win. So therefore, my randomized boozy bingo thing can just be thrown out the window, Mark, after that.
Absolutely. Well, on the Blue Boy, the XCMG machine, we've had an answer. It's come through from Charlotte Brown. And I think given the fact that she came on your podcast to talk about women in the industry, it's only right that we should have a suitably feminine round of applause, courtesy of Meryl Streep, because, you know, because we often have Meryl sat here just twiddling her thumbs, waiting for something to do.
You know, and she likes the dumpers as well, mate. You know, so
not many people know that about her. Funnily enough,
it's quite interesting, really.
Right. Okay. Let's crack on. Let me see. I've got another question, and we're going to get Nick Drew back on. Nice, easy one. If you know your dumpers, what is the payload of the largest dumper in the Thwaites range? The payload of the largest dumper in the Thwaites range should be pretty straightforward. That, I think.
Is that the Meryl Streep version, Mark? Is that
the? We'll see if anybody gets the right answer. Actually.
There's no A in it, Mark. There's no A.
No, there certainly isn't. Now let's have a look.
Let's see if anybody else has popped up with. Remember the question: £50 here, folks. How many auctions have Ritchie Brothers had at its Maltby facility since it opened auctions there? We have one right answer so far.
Fantastic stuff. Now we've had a huge number of people that have got the right answer on the. On the Thwaites one, but the first one to come up with it was Malcolm of the Missing Jumper. So congratulations, Malcolm. Let's see, can we find you a suitable round of applause? I don't know if this is suitable or not, but there you go. There's Leonardo DiCaprio giving you the props that you so richly deserve. So
yeah, looking at non-existent jumper at the moment.
I still give him a round of applause regardless. Oh, you're just showing off now.
Correct.
Right, I think it's Drury time again. This is the last question that Nick's going to ask for now without a prize, because he comes back a bit later on with some prizes. So let's get Mr. Drew on the stream right about now.
Hi guys, back again with question number 2 from me. It's when I was at Conexpo earlier this year, I interviewed 2 high-profile competitors who were taking part in the Caterpillar International Operator Challenge. All I want to know is, who were they? What were their names? Good luck. Comments below.
I know this one, Mark.
Well, I'm glad you do, because I actually don't. I can't remember. I know they had a certain dealer in common, but I don't remember the names of the guys.
Yes, and we, both me and Nick, interviewed them, and the dealer is Finning. Not just Finning Canada, but Finning UK and Ireland. Now, that's a difficult question if you're not paying attention. But if you go to my LinkedIn page, Mark, Peter Haddock, and type in Peter Haddock ConExpo Global Operator Challenge, you might find it.
If I tell you that the first couple of answers that have come through are pass. We've had somebody.
Oh.
Somebody is suggesting Tom Ball.
No, it's not Tom Ball. No, very good operator, actually, Tom Ball. I will give you a clue on this. The UK and Ireland one, does have the same 2 letters at the start of his name as Tom.
We have had a guess at Thomas Murphy.
And the other one.
But we need 2. Yeah, absolutely. So we've got 1, but we need the other one. I'm guessing that Thomas was the Irish entrant. So I guess we're missing the Canadian, are we?
Yeah, certainly are. No, it's Thomas, because I've known him as Tommy Murphy. But there we go. Yes, so the next one is I'll give you a, if you don't get his first name, I'll give you the thing where with his nickname, they said there, if you get that one as well. So, but yes, go and Google that one. Caterpillar Global Operator Challenge, folks. That is, oh, no, Steve Breen. No, it's not Peter. That's hilarious. He does work for Finning, but he's not a global operator winner. Come on, Mike, it's time for another question, I think.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's you, actually. I think you're going to be talking JCB Electrics, aren't you?
No, what did you say, JCB, Mark? Is it JCB? And it's
insufferable, aren't you?
Anniversary and the recent electric powered machines that JCB launched that we actually covered and did an almost immediate few hours later review of it. So JCB refers to these new electric machines, Mark, by a modern sounding name. What is that name? And it's got your favorite thing in it, Mark, a hyphen.
It has got a hyphen.
And it hasn't got an A in it either. That's got a vowel.
I thought this one was going to be a very easy one as well. We'll keep rolling on. Malcolm Dyke has come straight to the party. Well done, Malcolm.
Malcolm. Fantastic. Well done.
Good comment from Nick Drew there. 1 jumper between the 4 of us.
Certainly not going to fit in it, Nick, even if you're losing weight with your diet. Certainly not going to fit in this one, I'm afraid. No, struggling myself.
Right, no prizes for this one, but there are plenty of prizes, and they're coming up very, very soon. So
I've got to stop you. We have Justin Carrigan's come in with Josh Nygum, but it's Josh the Boss Nygum is actually his full name. So we have got 2 different people saying the winners. Tommy and Justin got the Canadian one. So well done, folks.
Well done.
Double whammy there for Finning. So fantastic. Sorry, Mark.
No problem. Well, as I said at the outset, I think we're going to be interrupting each other all night. So, as I said, no prizes for this one. But during a recent live show, Peter and I spoke about Hyundai's new wheel loader and its CVT transmission. But what does CVT stand for? And if you were here for that show, Peter actually went into quite some depth about what CVT was. So if you know the answer, let us know. Let's go back to here and let's give somebody some much needed applause for getting the Finning question right. I'm sure there are some famous people in there, but I'm buggered if I can tell you who they are.
If there's Z-list now, we're on the TV show live, Mark.
Well, quite, yeah. At the point where you can drag Meryl Streep and Ryan Gosling onto your show, you really have arrived, haven't you?
I mean, the thing is, that has got an A in it for A-listers that we're trying to become, with the only people on live to be wearing a jumper like this, mate.
I'm just looking to see how I can actually mute you entirely, to be honest. Now, you were supposed to be doing the next question, but there's been a last-minute change to the schedule. I've been contacted by a lady who had a pretty tough year in 2020, and she's asked if she can ask the next question. And I hope that's okay. This lady does like to make a bit of an entrance, so I've told her to be as subtle as she possibly can. So let's get her on the show.
For you. JCB recently passed a landmark on the number of backhoe loaders it's built, but how many was that landmark?
She had to get carried away, didn't she?
Yeah, I'm going to give people a clue to the number there, Mark. It's on my JCB jumper. It starts with a 7 and a 5.
No great surprise. We're going. I don't even know what questions we're on now, but we do know that Mark Black got the right answer on the CVT. Charlotte Brown got the right answer. Robert Carlson got the right answer. We've got some very, very switched on people here. David Wiley got the right answer, and he's actually going to be on the show a little bit later on. So we've all done remarkably well. Let's have a look. Paul Clark has come to the rescue and put poor old Theresa May out of her misery. You're dead right. It was 750,000 backhoe loaders, which is just
incredible.
Boggles the mind, doesn't it?
Incredible achievement. And that lovely celebratory pack as well, Mark, didn't they? They commemorate the backhoe load. I thought that was a very clever thing to do. And they did the one up for the guy that owned the first one or something. I can't remember which model it was or anything, but they did it all up, didn't they?
They did indeed, yeah. And I mean, bear in mind that all of that has taken place in lockdown. I think they've really put a lot of effort in this year. So hats off and jumpers off to JCB. Now, I'm sorry, Peter, but we're being interrupted again. We've got another last-minute guest who wants to pose a question. You'd think this guy would be too busy, but here we go.
Sorry I'm a bit late. Been messing about with my hair. Can't do a thing with it. Anyway, my question is this. How old is JCB? They've just celebrated a major anniversary.
He sounds posher on the telly, doesn't he?
I think I might have given that one away, Mark.
Yeah, just don't show anyone your damn sleeve, man.
Oh, well, it must be 90, 40, 80, something. No.
Now, what our friend, the Prime Minister, hasn't told you is there is actually an awesome prize up for this one. It literally arrived about 2 hours ago. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. I've got a big old box. There you go. Contained within that box, I have got, what have I got? I've got a model, a mug, a baseball cap, and a mobile phone power bank that lesser presenters would probably steal for themselves. But I'm not going to. We're going to throw it open to the audience. How old is JCB? Let's have a look. Oh, bloody hell.
Why is this with the bingo wheel, mate?
It could well be, actually. We've got a lot of right answers there. Pick us a number.
Well, here it is. And the number has arrived. You've got to be joking. It's number 10.
Number 10. So let me see. 1, 2, 3.
Back in the wheel it goes.
If I'm not very much mistaken, that box is destined for Mr. Paul Clark. Congratulations, Paul.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Absolutely. Make sure you let us have your postal address, and I will get that to you in time for Christmas so that you can charge your phone while you're watching the Queen's speech or something very similar.
Watching back his winning ways in our show, Mark, and sharing it with the rest of the family.
No, absolutely. Absolutely right. Oh, really? Sorry, for pity's sake. We've got another interloper. Peter, bear with me. This guy's quite a big deal, apparently, so here we go.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can understand my American accent. Joe Biden here. Quick question for you. Earlier this year, Caterpillar celebrated a major birthday. How old is Caterpillar?
Ooh, I know this one, Mark.
I would certainly hope so.
Yes, yes. And we did a nice little special for our Hillhead almost live show to celebrate that, Mark, as well.
We did indeed.
Quite good show. Anybody hasn't seen that show, that is one to watch at Christmas. It's almost movie length, isn't it, that one? Hillhead almost live, trying to support the show that didn't go on, but getting the messages out there. Very well received, that one, Mark.
And like lightning, Peter Ferguson has got the right answer. Not that it counts for anything because there's no prizes on that one, but well done, Peter. That's an awesome display. I'm going to call it a halt now. No more surprise guests. I think
that was wonderful, Mark. You know, to be.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Hang on. Sorry. Really? If I must, one last one.
One last.
Right, sorry I'm a bit late. I've been working on the Queen's speech, although round here we just call it my speech. Now, before I ask my question, I just want to say a very quick thank you to Peter Addick for his lovely frock what I'm wearing. At ConExpo earlier this year, Case launched a brand new electric-powered backhoe loader, and it's named after a Greek god. What's the name of that Greek god?
She's so posh I can barely understand her. So here's that question again. At the ConExpo show in March, Case unveiled an electric-powered backhoe loader. The backhoe loader goes by the name of a Greek god. What is the name of that Greek god?
I don't know that one, Mark. I'm sorry. I didn't manage to get to the Case stand to see that backhoe loader, but was a lot of people milling around on that one, I know. Got a lot of press on it as well, because obviously a big move for Case that, and that takes the backhoe loader into the low emission zones, takes the backhoe loader into quieter operations, therefore becomes a bit of a player with those things against the sort of smaller excavators, I think, to be honest.
Absolutely right. And as ever, we've got lots of right answers. We've got Justin Carrigan's got it. Conrad Caldwell's got it. Malcolm Dyke's got it. Let's have a look. Keep scrolling down. VJ's got it. Gary Down's got it. But the first person, yet again, was Peter Ferguson. Congratulations, Peter.
Today, isn't he? What are those things on his Facebook thing? Are they cookies? I still haven't got that.
I don't think they are. I think they're actually models of machines. I did have a look the other day.
Yeah.
Now, enough of the distractions. I'm going to let you get us back on track. I understand, Peter, you've got a question about a plant. So no more special guests, no more interruptions.
Right. So what was really interesting this year is A Plant officially changed its name and became part of a bigger organization that merged lots of businesses owned by the world's biggest plant hire company, Ashtead. But what are they called now, Mark?
You don't even have to come up for air with these guys. They are on it like something very fast. Malcolm's got it. Dale's got it. Dale. Yeah.
That was a rubbish question. Obviously, too easy, Mark, that one.
I think you could be right. Let's give them a bit of a challenge this time, shall we? We reported just a few weeks ago that Bobcat recently threw its hat into the rotary telehandler ring via a joint venture with an Italian company. What I'd like to know is the name of that Italian company. And it's not as easy as it might.
No,
first.
no.
This was me when I was thinking of the questions. It happens.
I think I watched that film the other day.
It's just before I had my haircut, obviously, you know. I've got to say, this is the fastest I've seen answers, and this is the busiest our chat feed has ever been, I think.
Cool.
But Malcolm's got it, Justin Carrigan's got it, Leslie's got it. Oh, blimey. No, the answer, Sean Hook's got it. The answer, as Sean rightly said, is Magni TH. So congratulations, guys. Again, no prize, although they are getting very, very close. Peter, I think you're up next, and I think you're talking exhibitions, aren't you?
Well, you know, we did mention it earlier that unfortunately my favourite exhibition of the year, which is the Hillhead exhibition, was postponed this year. But everybody should know where the Hillhead show should have taken place. In what area should the Hillhead show? What town is closest to it, Mark? And go, folks.
If there anybody else out there like me, it's the only time I ever go there. I thoroughly enjoy my time while I'm there, and then I never go back for another 2 years. So,
well, it's down the road from me in the Peak District, Mark. So we've been on some very nice walks there. Well done, Malcolm. Straight in.
Absolutely. Mark Black has got the answers are coming through so fast that I can't even click on them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark, I'm going to be super excited if this show can go ahead. We're certainly going to be trying our best to promote people going to that show. And yeah, what a great opportunity it will be to get together and do some really fun things. Like we
Absolutely.
Steroids, I think.
Instead of these pretend lives that we're doing, we'll actually go and do some proper live. I can see on my running order, which frankly has gone out of the window anyway, but I can see on my running order that we're getting very close to the first of the proper prizes. So let's get on with this one. Just last week, Doosan, they unveiled a new generation of Dash 7 wheel loaders. Peter and I spoke about them right here on this channel, in fact. But what is the name of the largest model of the new Dash 7 series?
I couldn't answer that one, Mark, I'm afraid.
No, well, unfortunately, it's one of those things, isn't it? You tend to look at the thing, you talk about it, you talk enthusiastically about it, and then you move on to the next one, and then you move on to the one a little bit after that. Just on the subject of all things Hillhead, LiuGong are going to be there. Even more reason to get along, which is fantastic stuff. We've had a couple of wrong answers, still more wrong answers. No, even Ken Hatcher's got it wrong.
Ken.
For those of people that tune into these strange little shows that we host on a regular basis, you'll know that Ken Hatcher and Peter Ferguson go head to head on virtually every question that we ever set. I reckon that Peter Ferguson may have just stolen a bit of a march tonight. He is absolutely on fire.
I think Ken's not had his Weetabix this morning.
No, either that or he needs a nice cup of coffee. So Ken, get yourself sorted. There's still time for a major comeback.
I'm going to make a major announcement, mate, before we move on, that Adam has won 50 quid's worth of Love to Shop vouchers because he got 11 for the Ritchie Brothers auctions that have been held at Maltby. So, Adam, I need your details, please. So we need to send them over to us, please. It's very difficult to keep tabs on this one, Mark.
It really is. As I say, it's the busiest we've ever been. But that's, well, fantastic news. Well done, Adam. Congratulations on that one.
Very good. Thank you, Ritchie Brothers. Right. What's next, Mark?
I think you're up next. I think you're talking Liebherr ADTs, if I'm not very much mistaken.
Mark, well, look, with my JCB jumper, I didn't mention that. I'm just going to don the Liebherr hat that they kindly sent me.
Which looks awesome on top of your headphones.
Exactly, which they kindly sent me and yourself and some other goodies. But basically, Liebherr recently launched a brand new articulated dump truck And we did review it again, which is another one of our great reviews. If you want to look back onto the channel, you can see that. And what was the name of that truck? And guess what, Mark? It's got an A in it.
Well, are we only doing questions with A's in them?
No, the answer's got an A in it. I can't believe it. I didn't even make that up. I wasn't doing the A thing. Wow, Malcolm. That's like, boom.
I think some of these answers are coming through so quickly. I'm fairly sure somebody's actually sat in my office with me, you know.
Yeah, I reckon as soon as you say the name, these regular viewers, you see, are basically knowing what we're talking about, Mark. So,
or does that just mean we keep asking the same questions time and time again? I'm not entirely sure which one it is.
I'm one of these super duper quizzes. This is the first one, Mark.
Well, this is true. No, this is true. So I think we're a couple of questions away from the big start to the prizes. There's lots of right answers there. It was a TA230 Liebherr. Hitachi, let's talk about Hitachi. Back in October, Hitachi announced it was working in partnership with a tilt rotator manufacturer. As we all know, there's quite a few of those. But what is the name of the tilty company that the good folks at Hitachi are working alongside? Let's have a look, see how quickly somebody can get that one.
I think, you know, the great thing about tilt rotators, Mark, is they are changing the way in which we can work on site. They're also, it makes a lot safer sites to be on, and again, more productive, less track wear as well, less movements. I think they're a really, really good addition. And I can, having talked to some of the big players recently in the market, there are more people actually looking at them at scale now as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
We've had a lot of answers here. Let's have a look. We've got lots of people saying steel wrist. It's not. We've had a few people saying ensconced, which I don't actually think is a word. And as far as I can see, the right answer has come from Charlotte Brown. It is. It absolutely is Encon. Well done, Charlotte.
Fantastic.
Just while I've got Charlotte on the line, I owe you a terrible, humble apology, Charlotte. You won some Bobcat stickers about 3 weeks ago. I put them in an envelope. I put the envelope on my table. They fell down the back of the table, and I found them while I was clearing the office today. I promise, Charlotte, they went in the office, into the post today. They are on their way. Lord alone knows whether you'll get them in time for Christmas, but they are on their way. Given the speed that people are answering these questions, Peter, let's ask one that a few veterans might know the answer to.
Shall I? One of the old heads now, the old heads, like the veterans of the industry. So German manufacturer O&K was a major force in the heavy equipment industry. But what did the initials O&K stand for?
Stand by for some misspellings and some wild guesses. And
was it orange and kiwi?
It was not. And I can tell you now, this will come as a shock to you, there are no A's in it whatsoever.
No A's. Oh no, there's A's again. Come on, he's on fire, Peter Ferguson. It's
Peter Ferguson is, there you are. He was the first one with the right answer. Lots and lots of people getting it right. Well done, Malcolm.
Well done.
Yeah, Charlotte's got it right. Ken Hatcher's got it right. Raymond Kelly's got it right. But our friend Peter Ferguson was the first. I think we've got another couple of questions, and then it's proper prize time. So another quite difficult one, this one, I think, unless you're in the know. According to the record books, the world's largest dump truck is the Belaz 75-710, which has a payload of just under 500 tons, which puts the Thwaites 9-tonner to shame a little bit, doesn't it? Where in the former Eastern Bloc is that dump truck made?
I tell you what, Mark, I wouldn't want to pay for the tyres on that beast. Wow.
I certainly wouldn't know the fuel bill either.
No. Does it meet stage 5?
Given where it comes from, I'm not entirely sure they worry about stuff like that. Actually, Conrad, you can't answer because you're not in that category.
Yeah, whatever.
Conrad, you're on screen later. People will know. People will know.
And also, Conrad, you need to make a sleeper unit that's big enough to actually carry that, but there'll be nothing big enough to actually tow that because it's the biggest, largest dump truck in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's have a look. I think we've got a right answer. Now, who's got it right? Robert Carlson's got it right. Peter Ferguson's got it right. Malcolm Blondeel's got it right. Charlotte's got it right. Charlotte, you're just a mere child, madam. You are sat there with Google open, aren't you? There's no way that you know this stuff. No way whatsoever.
People with Googling next to them are.
Absolutely.
Team on the phone.
There might even be a team of them down in Portsmouth sat there looking up the answers.
Yeah. Nick's been down there. He knows there's a team of intelligent people down there, I think. Yeah.
If one of them would like to come up here and work all of this nonsense for me, that would be a great help, to be honest. Right, Peter, you're up next.
Okay, right, very quickly now. It's a trick question, Mark. Caterpillar recently replaced its D9T with a new model. But what is that model called? Because they did do the D5, the new D5, which is the D6N, really, as well. So, it's a tricky question.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Do you know what I mean?
It's confession time on the stream here. Charlotte Brown, I did have to Google. Hey, listen, we're doing it online. That's more or less what we expect. We have the right answer.
Wiley.
You see, not just a journalist, not just an author. The guy knows his onions and he knows his dozers as well. So congratulations, David.
Yeah, he knows the big stuff, Mark. He's a bit of a mining expert as well as David, but he'll tell you about that later on.
Yeah, not too long to go now, actually. Let's have a think. I tell you what, let's stick with the mighty Caterpillar, shall we? Earlier this year, Caterpillar unveiled no less than 4 new backhoe loader models. Our friend Nick Drew got to take one for a spin. Peter filmed them, and we featured them right here on Diggers and Dozers.
That's what that is. Collaboration. That is.
Yeah.
Collaboration. That's construction collective style collaboration.
Maybe more of that later. All we're asking is for the name of any one of those 4 backhoe loaders that Caterpillar has just introduced. Malcolm Dyke, 432. There you go. Now, is it an F?
432F? No, it's the 432.
Oh,
you're wrong, Malcolm.
Darren Day has suggested the 432 F2. Ken Hatcher has suggested just the 432.
Yeah. They're taking off all of the Fs, the A's, the B's, the C's, and stuff like that. Oh.
Right. Okay. So all of that's been for fun. We've obviously had one winner of a prize, but it's getting pretty damn serious now because we're actually going to start to give some stuff away. I believe that our friend Nick Drew has got the first question here. Now, before we go over to Nick, I just want to remind you that all the prizes are strictly for UK entrants only. Most of the prizes have been very kindly donated by UK-based companies, so it's only right and proper that the prizes should stay right here in their country of origin. So, Mr. Drew, with your different hat on, take it away.
Hi guys, back again. Well, here's a chance now to win a fantastic prize of 12 months subscription to Earth Movers, just for answering a simple question now. So you could get your hands on 12 of these for a whole year. Fantastic prize. So my question is, how many issues this year, 2020, have featured front cover shots taken by me? Comments below. Good luck.
I also write for Earth Movers magazine, Mark.
Did you have any front covers this year?
I had one. I haven't actually got that one in the printed.
It's a collector's item, is it?
Yeah, well, you know what? I get mine digitally. So you can actually get Earth Movers print-wise, which a lot of people like. But also, I read mine on my phone on the Pocket Mags app Mark. So you can get it online page turning, but also on pocket mags. So you can put it on your iPhone. In fact, as we're going to the next things, I will basically find my front cover because I only got one.
Well, I'll tell you what. Before you do that, can we get your bingo machine to work on this one? Because we've had a lot of right answers. The right answer is, as Malcolm and James and various other people have said, the right answer is absolutely 6. Peter Ferguson said it's 6. Justin Carrigan said it's 6.
And this time it goes for the fastest finger, number 1.
Number one.
For you, Mark.
Number 1 is Malcolm Dyke.
Well done,
Malcolm, you've got yourself a subscription to the Earth Movers magazine. Look out for more front covers from Nick Drew and even more from Peter Haddock, who's got some catching up to do.
I just can't beat Nick. He's brilliant. Yeah.
He does. I have to say, Nick, if you're listening, you do take a mean photograph, sir. No question about that. Should we have another prize? I think we've already mentioned the fact that Charlotte is in the house. Well, she's more than in the house. She's right here on the stream. Charlotte, bring some glamour to this place, will you? And let's have another prize.
Hello, Charlotte here from LiuGong. So our question is, what is our 4-word company slogan?
Ooh.
Quick and to the point. I can tell you that there is a 922E LiuGong excavator model just standing by. Oh, look, he's showing off on his phone, on his massive phone as well.
Front cover for me.
The phone is actually the same size as your head.
Yes, it is. Easier to read. Yeah.
In actual fact, I could probably use that myself because my eyesight is not all that it should be.
Oh, I know. Zoom function as well. Yeah, a lot better. Anyway, as oldies, let's get on with the show.
Right, we're just waiting for somebody to come up with that 4-word slogan because there's a LiuGong, a 922E excavator model up for grabs.
We are demolition specialists. No?
Nope.
That's where I see most of their stuff. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
Oh, it's top world tough equipment. Ah.
Well, just when we were saying that Ken Hatcher was off his game, he comes back like the prodigal son.
It's like the person that that's jogging along in the pack. When you've got the marathon, and as soon as the good stuff comes up, he starts sprinting and gets out there. Well done, Kenneth. Well-deserved Christmas present there from the wonderful people at LiuGong.
Absolutely. It's a tortoise and the hare. He's made a surge for the front. Well done, Ken. Next up, which I think we're doing in conjunction with the fine folks over at Liebherr, we've got one of these. Ooh. That right there is a wireless power bank charger with, I'm guessing it's probably got a Liebherr logo on it. I can't actually see it. But Peter, I think you've got the question for this one, haven't you?
Well, I've got the question for this one, Mark. And what's really exciting about the power bank is in the new year, we're going to be going live more often, Mark. So therefore, people are going to have to keep their phones supercharged to make sure they can always get our show wherever they are. But the question to win the Liebherr power bank is the R9800, so 9,800 there, or 9800 or something like that, is the largest model in Liebherr's mining excavator range. But what is its operating weight when it's in face shovel configuration? Now, that is a very good question, Mark. Well done. It wasn't me that thought of that question. That's very complicated. So the question to win the Liebherr power bank is, what is the R9800 or 9800 is the largest model in the Liebherr's mining excavator range, but what is its operating weight when it's in face shovel configuration, please?
And if there's anybody from Liebherr actually watching, if you can clarify whether it's the 9800 or the 9800, you don't need to clarify any further because we have some correct answers. Let's have a look. Who got it right first?
Oh, gosh. Wow, that is done. Oh, no,
Robert
Mark.
Carlton.
Oh, no, that's fine. Robert Carlton. Yeah, I was going to say that should have been a little bit of a bingo moment there.
It should. Well, they're still coming through. Lots of right answers, but Robert,
no, fair play to Robert. He's won the prize.
Absolutely. Robert, as always, let us have your postal address so that we can get your prize to you, or Liebherr will actually get the prize to you, because they've very sensibly didn't send it to me because they knew full well that I wouldn't have sent it on.
It kind of slipped behind your sofa, mate.
Almost certainly. Or been pressed into use, one of those.
It's a bit like that company. The people are getting all those Amazon parcels. They're just getting them delivered and delivered. It's like, whoa. Anyway, sorry, Mark.
Right. Now, as you've probably all gathered from our respective accents, both Peter and I are based right here in the UK. But our reach apparently extends way beyond UK shores. We actually had a viewer from Papua New Guinea just a few weeks ago. And to emphasise that point even further, our next prize comes all the way from Finland. Now, Peter has a certain affinity with all things Finnish.
Yeah. Basically, my wife is born in Australia, but her parents are both from Finland. So basically, we have all of our spare time is spent in a house that was built by her grandfather, and we love it. Saunas out into the lake in the freezing cold. Fantastic, great bunch of people. Really lovely.
Absolutely. I've said this to people before. I've never met a Finn I don't like. They just do seem a really lovely, hospitable people. And we're going to get one of them on the show. I'll tell you now, the person giving the correct answer to this next question, and there are two Sleipner questions tonight. This is the first one. But the winner of this one is going to get themselves a very nice, very possibly, they're going to get themselves a Sleipner leather belt. I know, Pete, are you wearing it?
No, I'm not. No,
I
wish I was. Oh, Mark, I've messed that up. Nobody really wants to see that beyond the belly, I'm afraid, of the jumper that is. Oh, did I say my jumper?
Yeah, no, we're all quite grateful that the belly's covered up, even though it is in a jumper that I don't actually have.
Oh no, but mate, the belt is awesome. The belt is like super good. Yeah.
Well, I've got to be honest on this occasion. I've got one as well, but because I've lost some weight recently, it doesn't fit me anymore. So
you can chop.
I will get around to that, but we're getting in the way of the CEO of Sleipner here. So let's get Jukka Koponen on. Take it away, Jukka. Give us your question, and let's see who we can give a leather belt to.
Hello, my name is Jukka Koponen. I am the CEO of Sleipner. As you know, first ever built Sleipners are still in use. Now, here's my question. How many years have these first Sleipners been in use today? Yeah, you can find the answer from our webpage, sleipner.fi. Thank you.
Right, in case you couldn't hear that question because he was a little bit quiet. The question again: in what year was the Sleipner system invented? Says an awful lot for the system itself. The fact that they are still operational some years later. We want to know what year, either what year they were created or how many years they've been going. If you have a look at the front page of their website, the answer's there for all to see.
Well, you know what, Mark? It was some years ago when I saw one of the first Sleipners that came into the UK with finning UK and Ireland, and they really were working the benches really well at a particular quarry. They needed set mixes, so they kept having to transfer the excavator to different benches. And of course, tracking an excavator up and down not only wears the tracks out and it costs a lot of money, but then obviously it takes time. So they whacked the Sleipner system on and zoom up, down, and obviously the production was huge in comparison, but also the track wear completely virtually vanished in comparison to what it was doing, and again, fuel.
It's another one of those systems where you look at it and you think that it's really quite simple, but wow, that's good.
Super clever. And the way that they do it, Mark, is very safe. The way that they it all attaches and locks in together. It's very, very safe in the way that that's done. But great way of using the other assets on the site, like the off-highway trucks and the ADTs to actually do all the pulling.
Absolutely. Now we've had a winner. Mark Black has got himself a Sleipner leather belt. Mark, I'm going to need your postal address so that we can get that sorted out. it's likely to be coming from Conrad, who will be on the show in just a bit. But if you can tell me where you want that sent, and we'll get that one organised for you.
Mark. So I can get his details as well for you.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, Peter, I think you're up, and I think we are heading for the northeast, if I'm not very much mistaken.
Oh, we are, man. We're not heading for the northeast, are we, like?
Is that Welsh?
I'm not, Geordie.
Well, she'll be ashamed of that accent you just did, I think.
Terrible. Who's at the northeast then, Mark?
We've got Barry Robertson of Miller Groundbreaking, who's got the details of the prize and an all-important question. Have a look on the table in front of him, and you'll see it. And look out for his little tap dance before he starts speaking, because it's lovely.
Hi everybody, welcome to Miller, the home of attachments. If you want to have a chance to win one of our spectacular Miller Christmas winter giveaways, you have to answer a question. What you need to do is go onto our website at millergroundbreaking.com and just tell us what is the name of the famous bridge on our landing page. And I'll give you a clue. It's not a local one to us. Good luck.
Fantastic. I'm loving the tap dance, actually, Mark.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
It's spirit, really.
I tell you what, I'm going to write to Barry and ask him to advertise on Diggers and Dozers. And if he refuses, I'm going to set that little dance to music and put it on the internet until he caves in.
Should be one of the live shows next year. But anyway, I have never been up to Miller, but all I've ever heard is good things about those guys and the way in which they treat the customers. You know, a very, very customer-centric business. So, you know, keeping them warm at winter is obviously a good idea to give that away then, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Peter Ferguson has suggested the Humber Bridge. I'm not sure whether he's being serious there. We've got the Tyne Bridge. You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? But I think we might have a right answer. And Jim, I can't quite read your name. Is that Rochelle? Jim, I think you've got the right answer there. So, Jim, you've just got yourself a big bag of goodies from the fine people up at Miller Groundbreaking. Thanks ever so much for joining in on that, Miller. You're great stars and great supporters.
Yeah, thank you, Miller. Fantastic.
Right. I don't know about you, but I think there's something missing from tonight's show. Maybe a little bit of Volvo flavour. And I think it's about time we rectified that. The fine folks over at Volvo have not only come up with questions, they've come up with answers as well, you see. Some companies just go the extra mile, you know.
How can you do it as a question and an answer?
Listen, technology has allowed us to perform that miracle. Now, let's have a look. The technology has allowed us to perform that miracle, but it hasn't allowed me to master what I'm going to show you what you're going to win. So the first one, you're going to win yourself what is known, let me just have a look. That is known as a Volvo Ironmark snapback baseball cap and a Volvo excavator arm keyring.
But is that a bottle opener?
Trust you to spot that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah. I mean,
okay.
These videos where people knock the bottle tops over with the excavator, haven't we? So
yeah, absolutely.
Hint out that one.
I'm just going to have a word. Peter's eyes have lit up with the bottle opener. Ban him from entering. Okay, cool. Right. So here's who have we got? We've got SMT GB. Their active care coordinator, Angus Newman, has got the first question for you to win that snapback hat and that bottle opener. And Peter is standing by if lots of people get the right answer. Here we go.
Hello, this is Angus from SMTGB. I've got a couple of questions for the Big Fat Plant Quiz of the Year. Question number 1. In what year did Volvo Construction Equipment acquire Samsung excavators?
It's number 1, mate. Number 1.
Number 1. So it's literally the fastest fingers first. What year did Volvo acquire Samsung excavators? Now, I remember covering this as a journalist a while back. It's a good guess, Darren, but you're not quite right. No, not quite, Adam. You're close, but not quite. Justin, you're so warm, it's unbelievable, but it's not right. Ken Hatcher, Kelsey Breeze.
Oh, he's got in just before Gary down. Oh,
he
Gary.
has. Quite how good you're going to look in a snapback baseball cap, Ken, frankly, is anyone's guess. But remind me of your address and we'll get that one sorted for you. I should just have your address tattooed on, really, shouldn't I? Because you win with such regularity. And just to prove that you did get the right answer, let's bring back Angus with the answer.
The answer to question number 1 is 1998.
See, we have the technology.
Get the answers, yeah, that's a good, isn't it? Because then you don't have to do the hard work and remember them.
I can barely remember your name at the moment, to be honest.
But you can remember I'm wearing a JCB Christmas jumper, there, can't you? So, I mean, all right.
Conrad, you're going to have to save us. As I said, we've already had a Finn on from Sleipner. Let's get a South African on.
Aha.
Now, Conrad is a regular visitor to these here parts. Let's get him on the show. He represents Sleipner here in the UK, and he's got a question for us. The first person with the correct answer on this one gets themselves a very cool Sleipner baseball cap. I've got one here myself. I wear it all the time. It's an absolute top quality. So stand by your beds. Here comes Conrad.
Good evening, and thank you very much for the opportunity to take part in this event. My question I have for you is, what is the minimum and the maximum capacity excavator we can move on the Sleipner units? Have a very good Christmas. Take care.
Oh, he's gone double whammy there, Mark. Double whammy.
He has. Ooh. So it's not an easy answer. Now, while we're waiting for the answer, was it just me, or does he look a lot like a good-looking Heston Blumenthal?
Oh, I don't know. I think that's unfair. No. I think no.
Well, if anybody out there thinks that Heston Blumenthal's good looking, Conrad, you can take that as, look, see, it wasn't just me.
Isn't that Heston Blumenthal? Darren Day, absolutely incredible answer. Well done. Round of applause.
You've saved me from myself.
Like, what?
I'm telling you now, 1 and 35 tons, you're an absolute mile out on the actual answer. We're talking about some serious tonnage that these Sleipner systems can move.
Huge, mate. Huge. I mean, I reckon they could make a system for any size. Do you know what I mean?
They probably could. But until they do, Jeff Pinion has just got himself a Sleipner hat. If I remember rightly, Jeff actually won a hat in our big giveaway. I don't know how many heads you're going to have, Jeff, but well, it looks like you got the ability to swap out now, haven't you?
Yeah. You know, Mark, you can never have too many cats. You know what I mean? And that's what I say, because they're good for insulating your house with, basically.
Which, if I could move the camera around, you could see that's exactly what I've done. Jeff, remind me of your postal address, and we'll get you another hat.
Wow.
Oh, hang on a minute. The youngsters are chiming in.
Blumenthal, you are joking. Oh, my goodness me. Mark, now.
Charlotte, just for the uninitiated, he's like a 15-star Michelin chef, and he is famous for making snail porridge, which is maybe a good reason why you haven't heard of him.
Not serve it, yes. Very good. Right down. Where are we going next then?
Well, I was about to say you've been as busy as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking competition today, and I know you've been rounding up the final few prizes and the questions to go with them. I wanted to take a look at your chat with our friend David Wiley next. What I would say is make sure you pay attention to what David Wiley has to say about his new book. David, over to you.
Hey Peter, thanks for inviting me on to your big quiz.
Well, David, one of the reasons why I invited you onto the quiz was basically because you're not just an Earth Movers magazine correspondent, David. You are a published author with not just one, but 2 books to your name. David, tell me about the book. Show it to me, in fact. and give us your quiz question so that people can win a copy.
It's the second book with the front cover of the Komatsu D475A-5 on the cover. It's Europe's largest bulldozer at 115 tonne. So let me tell you a little bit about the book. And it's really what I would call a director's cut. I think it's the best 500 photographs I've got across 29 chapters. It's got 520 pages and it's got 85,000 words of text.
So, David, it's certainly for our audience with the Big Fat Plant quiz. This is the big fat book, isn't it, of plant? So, come on, David. Somebody wants to win this. Tell me, what is your question for somebody to win this book?
It's fairly simple. What is the actual cover machine on the front of the book?
So if you were paying attention beforehand to David and you had a pen or you had your brain in gear, you'll know the answer to that question. Indeed.
I think I preferred you without the jumper, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I know. You know what? But I tell you what, David puts, it's not just one, but two books. He's put an awful lot of effort into these books, Mark. And the second one is selling really, really fast. So he has got some copies left. And what basically will allow David to do now in the chat is actually put on the link as to where you can get his book. Yeah, it really is worth going for. And yeah, a huge read, some amazing pictures, and so well done, David.
No, absolutely, and we've already got a winner. We had lots of answers that had a fairly complete answer, but the first one with the complete answer is Mark Black, who I think has won for the second time tonight. So congratulations, Mark.
Fantastic, Mark. And yes, indeed. And so, Mark, the Earth, if you go to facebook.com and go Earth Moving Books, David Wiley's book can be purchased from that. So that's facebook.com. There he is.
There he is.
Books.
Thanks for doing that, David. Much appreciated.
And, you know, what a great book. And like I said, awful lot of effort. Another brilliant photographer, great correspondent for a small magazine that comes out like this with over 100 pages an edition. Wow.
Hasn't had 6 front covers this year, though, has he?
Oh, no. I have one, Mark. I have one. Anyway, carry on.
But it's on your phone. You may well have made that yourself. We just don't know.
Yeah, I'm not good.
Right, Peter, I think you're up next, and I think it's time for another Volvo prize, isn't it?
Yes, I've got another Volvo prize. Come on, folks. That was a good one for starters off. This time, you're playing for a Volvo Iron Mask stainless steel travel mug. Iron Mask.
No, it's Iron Mark, I think.
I want it to be an Iron Mask. That's why I read it like an Iron Mask. But it's an Iron Mark.
It looks like that, if that helps.
Yeah, that's not a mask, is it? No,
definitely not.
Mask mad recently,
Well, I was going to say in 2020, let's face it, a mask would probably be more useful.
But yeah, anyway, Iron Mark stainless steel travel mug and one of those super duper keyring things that I want to win.
I'll put in a good word with you for you with Angus, but we're going to get him back on the stream to ask the question. And I'll tell you now, I had to look this one up. This one's a bit tougher. So, Angus,
question number 2. When did Volvo launch its first articulated hauler, also known as Gravel Charlie?
Right, Mark, I didn't have time enough to put my mask on there, but that's why I am, getting things wrong, because I've spent most of my time with a mask. Very kindly donated this one by Bobcat, I might add.
I was just about to do a poll among the viewers to see if we preferred you with or without the mask, but you've taken it off, so it's too late.
Too late. Can't fit it around the ears as well as the headphones. Right. Anyway.
Darren Day has guessed 1978. Peter Ferguson has guessed 1955. Adam Cross has guessed 1980. Justin Carrigan in the house has guessed the right answer. I was just about to tell everyone that the...
Got in there before him, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say that Bobby Moore would have struggled with that question because he was quite busy that year, but Justin didn't need the clue. 1966, and I think I can probably prove that because I've got Angus.
The answer to question 2 is 1966.
Well done, Justin, and well done, Angus. Thanks for the questions, mate. Peter, it's you again, and I think it's sort of trailer time, isn't it?
Well, I've got to say, Mark, we had an absolutely, again, wonderful collaboration between you, me, and Nick Drew for this one, launching a fantastic product with a company called ATE. First brilliant trailer product, modularization, safety, all the things that you'd expect in that. And those guys, as soon as they heard about the big fat quiz, they wanted to get involved. So I spoke earlier to Steve, who is the MD, and roll tape.
Let's have a look. Steve Bradshaw. Here we
Right
go.
now, folks, for the next slot that I've pre-recorded, I'm joined here by my friends at ATE and the MD, Steve Bradshaw. Last time I saw Steve, we were sat perched on one of his fantastic brand new Towmate trailers. And Steve, as soon as you found out about the quiz, you knew you had to give something away. So thanks for joining us. What have you got to give away there, Steve? And what is your question, please?
Very good, thanks, Peter. It's absolutely great to be included and involved in this quiz. It's good at this time of year to be to have a giving spirit in line with what Christmas is all about. And we wanted to give away a Thornton's box of chocolates, one of our unique tins of biscuits. We've got some beanies, we've got a mug mat, scents, some air fresheners, pad pens, and a stress ball when things get tough.
Why everybody's going to have a little bit of stress right now. But Steve, the most important thing at winter is a beanie. Let's see what that beanie looks like when it's on, Steve, shall we?
Absolutely, this is the beanie to have. Let's get it straight. That might help. There we go. Look at that. Top quality. Just when you're out there, nice and warm. You can't beat having a beanie on your head.
Right now, folks, to win the beanie, the chocolates, the biscuits, the stress balls, the pens, the other beanie that's there, and a lot of Christmas cheer from the team at ATE and their brand new Towmate trailer. Steve, give us a question.
Where were me and Peter when we launched our new ATE Rhino digger trailer?
I'll give you a clue, folks. It was with a very, very, very big friend of mine and a plant hirer. So that's all the clue I'm giving. Steve, thanks so much to the guys at ATE. Merry Christmas to you all. Brilliant for having you involved. Take care.
Thank you very much.
So just run through that question again, Mark. Where were me and Steve when we're chatting with the Towmate brand new premium version of their trailer? Which plant hirer were we there in their depot?
Okay, while that one's trickling through, we've had a couple of queries. Apparently, I probably need to explain this. Somebody has suggested that the last question, the one that Justin Carrigan won, that James Cavell actually got there ahead of him. And I've also had another one here from Charlotte saying that she got the Harbour Bridge Miller question ahead of other people. Just to explain, I'm not sat here on Facebook at the moment. I'm on a system called StreamYard. So I'm on a third-party app. So those answers are coming through at a different time for me than they are perhaps for you.
But, number 3, Mark.
Number 3.
That ATE question. The number 3. Now I'm going to look down for you, mate. So number 1 was Mark Black. Number 2 was Dale Hawkins. There's no number 3 yet, Mark, to the question that those two people have got right.
Okay, well, while that one's coming through, so as I was saying, I'm on a third-party app, so they're coming through probably to my system in a slightly different order to you. James, if you're out there, let us have your address, and I will get on to the fine folks at Volvo, and I will buy you I'll buy you a flask and send it on to you with my very best wishes. Now, how pedantic are we going to be about spelling here, Peter?
If you can't spell it, you're not winning. No. This is an easy one to spell.
Well, in that case, Flanari, Ken Hatcher, you didn't get it.
Look, he's 1-2 now.
I was going to say Justin Carrigan, Flanaroo.
Not spell it. Hey, mate, what's going on, mate?
He can't be expected to spell. He's a journalist. Goodness sake.
For goodness sake, yes. But that go to Adam Cross. He's a big winner tonight, Mark. 50 quid with the Ritchie brothers, and now he's got a box of chocolates for the missus, so he can spend that 50 quid on himself.
Fantastic, absolutely right. Justin Carrigan swears blind he mistyped it. Okay, Justin, we'll take your word for it. I think we're almost at the very last question now. Almost out of opportunities to win prizes. And Peter, I think this is back to you. We are Dynapack this time, aren't we?
Yes, we are indeed, Mark. And he's on tonight winning prizes. So it's only right that he's going to give something away. It's Mark Black from Dynapack. Again, spoke to him earlier today. Roll the tape, as they say. So, folks, let's roll on to the next question with my friend Mark Black from Dynapack, who I spent some time with earlier this year in June to launch its new seismic roller concept. And Mark, Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for coming onto the show.
Hi, Peter. Merry Christmas to you as well. Great to be part of the big Christmas quiz. We've had a fantastic year at Dynapack. We've launched our new concept for compaction, and that is the question for you. What is the name of our new compaction concept?
And Mark, what are the people going to win if they get it right?
What we've got for you, Peter, is our latest and greatest model of this new CA3500 with this new compaction concept included.
Thanks very much, Mark. It's a Merry Christmas to all of you at Dynapack. Thanks for being involved in the quiz, and we'll see you in the new year for more exciting news about all your products. Right, so that question, Mark, to win the roller, I'm going to do another roller moment. I'm going to roll. That's not working. Worked, right. Oh, no, we can't have that one again. No. We've had that one too much. I'll have the second one that came out. Number 2, please, Mark. Number 2.
Number 2, Peter Ferguson.
Peter Ferguson. Seismic roller was right. I kind of gave that away, I think, Mark, in that one. But you've got to be generous nowadays at Christmas.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, Mark Phillips actually got there ahead. I'm not sure if it's the captain, Mark Phillips, but Mark Phillips certainly got there ahead. But Peter pulled out the randomizer there, and it was number 2. So, Peter, looks like you've got yourself a model as well to go with your other prizes. Guys, if there has been a bit of confusion tonight, those people that should have won, so Adam and James, let me have your postal addresses anyway, and I'll see what I can do for you. I'm clear, as you will hear just a bit later on. I'm clearing out the office over the weekend, so there'll be more stuff to be had. On that basis, I think we're all out of prizes. The cupboard is largely bare, I think.
We're not, Mark. No, we're not.
Oh no,
I've got something else.
You have?
I have. I've got this.
How did I forget the big prize of the night?
Mark, how could you forget that? This is what every man dreams of. This. This is a laser distance meter. These babies retail for 125 quid. I Googled it. That's the cheapest. Some people are paying 180 quid for this. This is a man's dream. You can measure the distance between a wall, the distance between another wall, and the distance between the wall that's between those walls. Yeah.
Well, what can I even say about that?
It's got Bluetooth, mate. It's got Bluetooth. And guess who has donated this?
There is a clue in the top right-hand corner there.
Oh, it's like a Geosystems. Mark, I've sent you something on the download there, mate. So there's something there that might help you. A little video, if you've got it.
No.
If you haven't got it. Oh dear. No. That's my. Oh well. But folks, so this one's going to be quite difficult then without the little video clip, folks. So don't worry. So to win this Leica Disto, donated by our friends at Leica Geosystems, they recently launched something with Plant Force Rentals. It's the first of its type in the UK, and it's on a Kobelco SK210 excavator what is the system that they launched?
Now, I hope you're watching the stream here, Peter, because I don't actually know the answer to that one. Because
I was there. And if you go onto my LinkedIn page and you type in Peter Haddock and Kobelco or Plant Force, you will see that there is a small video of no longer than 9 minutes that I did with the operator there, Chris, talking about the system that we are looking out for. Like a lookout. No, not like a lookout. No. I'm going to give
that would be a great name for it, though.
I'm going to give you a clue. In the name, it has automatics, but there's something that goes before the automatics name. So, oh, there she is.
Now,
so I'm copying and pasting. There you go. That's what it's all about.
Now, what you didn't see, because you were busily coming up with a question and trying to overcome the fact that I hadn't received the video, was the fact that Charlotte had already been on the stream. I think we know what Charlotte's husband is getting for Christmas now. She said, "Christmas present for hubby, I want it." And lo and behold, it looks like she's going to go. Charlotte, it looks like your husband is going to be measuring the distance between walls all Christmas. That must make you so happy.
And, you know, what a brilliant way to get him out of the way so that you can enjoy Christmas, Charlotte. He'll come back with accurate readings that will make a whole bit of difference to your life. Never will you saw a piece of material or put something in the place that is not to millimeter accuracy. Amazing. It's a great gift. I will send it straight to you. And well done indeed. And thank you again to Leica Geosystems. I will put a link to the video underneath the chat so everybody can see it or live. And never will you saw. Whoa. I'll do that after I'm off the live stream.
That would be best.
Fantastic. Yeah.
No, congratulations, Charlotte. Final prize of the night, and you've managed to secure it. We are, as I was about to say, all out of prizes. The cupboard is bare, and it's time to start wrapping up this show, which is now gone for a record 1 hour and 22 minutes. Our previous record was 1 hour and 8 minutes. But before we go and let Peter have a final word, I'm going to have a final word from Mr. Drew, who has got another question. No prize for this one. The reason I'm going to play it, I think, is because the answer is quite telling. Nick, final word from you.
So, guys, here's the last question from me this evening, and that question is: how many blog posts have I researched, written, and posted on the Diggerman blog, which is hosted on Earthmover's website this year? So that's how many posts I've posted in 2020. Good luck.
I've got to say, Mark, when Nick told me what this was the other day, well, earlier today, in fact, I was like, no, you can't have possibly done that amount of posts. It is incredibly amazing how much effort he puts into his blog. And don't forget, the amount of posts that he just posts then on 4 to 5 social media channels. So not only does he do the posts, he then posts the posts on the social media channels. So you're talking about thousands of posts just to post his posts.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to put everyone out there misery. The answer to that question is 268, which, as Peter rightly said, is just an amazing number. But I think it sheds a light on just how dedicated Nick, Peter, and myself are to this construction sector of ours. Peter, without telling you this, I had a very quick count up. According to iTunes, you produced 33 podcasts this year, and you conducted almost 60 video interviews during ConExpo alone. Since March, I've produced over 100 live shows, not including this one, and I've been still doing my day job over at demolitionnews.com. And that to my mind, it is just the beginning. We've got some big plans for 2021, Peter, haven't we?
We certainly have, yeah. And Mark, you know, you look back, you just keep going and producing these things. One, because you want to get out there, you want to support the industry, particularly at this difficult time. And, you know, we've all been learning. You've learned how to live. Now we're both doing live. You know, you were podcasting before me. You encouraged me to do podcasting. Nick has helped us on site and launch trailers, launch the Dynapack rollers, launch other things with me, and, you know, working with yourself. We've all worked together, you know, and I think when we sat there and we sat in an airport going to ConExpo, and we sat in an airport together on the same plane coming back, we recognized that now's the time to create the new norm. And for me, the new norm is about working together and collaborating together. And that's why we are going to be doing a lot more together, a lot more lives, and a lot more experiential stuff through an umbrella called the Construction Collective. Now, the Construction Collective for me is an organization that we're going to head up, that's going to support the industry, and that we're going to be able to push out further and get more people involved, you know. And so we've been working with some incredible, really great people. Some of them have been on this show tonight, this year, and we intend to work with lots more of them, you know. And I think for me, it's phenomenal. You know, content doesn't create itself. You know, you have to work really hard to do it. I've been literally blown away by the support I've had from you and Nick as well, and the support I've had from the industry. I only started my business in July 2019. I never did expect to end it wearing a JCB jumper, Christmas jumper, by the way, and end it in a way in which I'm really proud to say that I've created part of a collective that is going to do some great work for the industry. And the people that have helped me throughout this whole period, including yourself and Nick, which speak to you guys virtually daily, got our own WhatsApp group and everything else, folks. You know, we're constantly talking to each other, sharing information, sharing ideas, and I think that's what we want to do more of. And you're going to see more of us in the new year. What are we going to be doing, though, Mark? Tell me.
More of the same. In actual fact, I mean, today really marks the end of the beginning, as far as I'm concerned. I started live streaming out of necessity, really, when the first UK lockdown took hold. I just used the equipment that I already had kicking around the place. Did my best to make this tiny office look something like a studio, but all of that actually ends tonight. Although we've produced well over 100 shows, now is the time for us to double down, I think, and to go all in on these video shows. So as soon as this show ends, this office is going to be torn apart and rebuilt in time for a fresh start in 2021. There's going to be a new camera setup, so I look almost as handsome as Peter, a new lighting system as well, just to make it look all the more professional. And I think a lot of that is down to you guys. You've all proved that there's an appetite for this video-based coverage of construction and construction equipment. So starting in 2021, that's what me, Peter, Nick, and my son Fred, the silent partner, that's what we're going to deliver.
Behind the curtain. Yeah, and that's right, Mark. And I think, you know, it's really what people have fed back to us. And we have a lot of private messages coming through, Mark. We have a lot of interaction out in the outside world like this, and we're not afraid to do this and put ourselves forward. And I think, you know, thanks to everybody that has, again, come and listened to us rambling on tonight. We've managed to reward some of those people with some gifts, which is always a great fun. And for those manufacturers out there and everybody else that is looking for a different way of doing things, and also looking to give back some lovely gifts to people in the future, you know, get in touch, because we're seriously going to be ramping this up in the new year, and I'm absolutely delighted that we could end it with a lovely big fat Christmas quiz. The app is diet in the new year, Mark.
Do you know what? I've not got much more to say. I'm going to leave you with what Charlotte Brown has just put up. Thanks for another great live, Mark, Peter, and Nick. Special thanks to the Queen for making an appearance. I think she means the real Queen, and probably not you, Peter. It's been an absolute joy. This was a bit of a joke one, obviously, and in absolute truth, this one kind of grew legs. The original idea was there were going to be no prizes. We were just going to do it for fun. But the likes of Leica and Miller and Ritchie Brothers and LiuGong and Dynapack and Volvo and JCB all heard that we were doing it, and they just decided to get involved. And if I forgot anyone there, I do apologise, but the script is closed down. So yeah, it's been an absolute joy. I said I was going to leave you with Charlotte's comment. I think I'll probably leave you with Malcolm's, actually.
Malcolm Drake!
I know.
Your wonderful knitting throughout the entire show. I don't know how you hand knit this JCB jumper that I'm wearing. And you give me the smaller version. Let's hope so, Malcolm. Liposuction for Christmas.
Absolutely. Or I could recommend the blood sugar diet, which my wife put me on many weeks ago and has stripped about 2 stone off me, and my body is a temple. It's a very ugly, battered, dilapidated temple, but it's a temple nonetheless.
Mark, can you just tell her to recommend that to me in January? It's Christmas, okay?
Absolutely. Peter, I'm going to let you get back to your family. We've been going for an hour and a half. Man alive, I don't know, you've still got a voice. But thanks for everything this year, Peter. You've been an absolute star on the show and off. I shall speak to you tomorrow, no doubt.
Thanks again, Mark, and thanks everybody else. And thank you to Nick Drew for being there for us all as well. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Cheers, Peter. So, despite all that's going on in the world, have a great Christmas, one and all. I really appreciate you all being here. I hope the new year brings us all some precious relief from what's gone on this year. The diet recommendations are coming in, but he's already signed off. He's probably gone to eat a curry or something like that. But thankfully, he's not here to hear me say that. People, it's been an absolute joy. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks ever so much for being here. We will see you again in 2021 with a new studio, a new Slimline co-host, and Lord alone knows what else. But thanks ever so much for watching. All the very best. Happy Christmas.